Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Chorus Girl Quilting, and it's time for what I'm working on Wednesday. So we've got a few things to update you about and a new project that I'm going to start. And also, I'm going to tell you about a little adventure we're going to go on. Handyman and I are going to go on an adventure, so stay tuned for that towards the end of this video. Um, Apologies for the bad lighting because we're currently under a power outage and we can't do anything else. So we decided, why not? Let's just go ahead and film and see what happens. So first of all, last week, if you saw last week's what I'm working on, I was working on one of the fish blocks and uh, I had a little mistake where it left a hole. So I thought I would need to rip off this piece here and then this big green piece here. I'll get my hand out of the way so it doesn't make a shadow. But instead of doing that, instead of ripping this piece off, I just added just a tiny little chunk there to close up the hole and then added this gold piece here. And you know what? No one will be the wiser. It'll look like it's supposed to be that way because it's paper piecing. So that problem was solved, and I will continue working on that here at home. If you may be able to see in the shot here, my regular machine is not here. She's on a spa day. Actually, it's going to be a spa month because turnaround for getting it uh, cleaned, serviced, checked out is taking 4 weeks. So luckily, I have a backup and actually a backup to the backup. This machine right here is my little Bernina 801 Sport. I have had this little machine since 1987. I love this machine. It's completely mechanical. There's no digital electronics in it at all. Bernina is like, Bernina, if you know, you know. It's great. My Aunt Ruby, she keeps showing up, right? My Aunt Ruby went with me to buy this machine. I was actually sewing on her Bernina in the mid to early 80s. I was going out to her house and sewing on her Bernina, which at the time was probably 40 years old. And that machine, as far as I know, still exists, and it will still be sewing. These little gals never die, and the 801s and the 800 series machines are kind of a collector's item now. But I just got her out and set her all up, and she's working just fine. At some point, I'll probably need to take it in and get it checked out and oiled up and everything because I don't use it very often now. So, the oil gets sticky and all that. But I tested it out and it will be perfect to work on these fish blocks. And that's what I'm going to be doing. I decided I would do a big push to work on the fish blocks while my big Janome was in the shop, because I can do it on any machine. I also did bring my little machine from the Love Shack up just in case she decided to be finicky. So we're set to go on that. I am going to start a new project for a friend. It's called the Jolly Bar Jumble. This is a super easy pattern. This would be perfect for a beginner. I wanted something that had a little bigger pieces. I wanted some of the pieces to be a little bigger so I could show off the prints that I'm going to use. But this pattern came off of the Fat Quarter Shop website, and they have a bunch of free patterns on their website, fatquartershop.com, and I will link that in the description box so you can go there. But the Fat Quarter Shop has a pre-cut that is kind of exclusively theirs that they call the Jolly Bar, and it is a pre-cut that is 5 inches by 10 inches. So they have a lot of patterns that use the Jolly Bars. They even have some books out with Jolly Bar blocks in them, so you can You can mix and match, or you can make a quilt that's all the same block or whatever. But yeah, it's a free pattern. It's very simple, based on 4.5-inch squares and little 4.5-inch 4-patch blocks. So if you're quilt interested or quilt curious and you want to do a quilt that's pretty straightforward and simple, this would probably be one of the ones to choose. And again, I'll put the Fat Quarter Shop link in. If I can find the link to this particular pattern, I'll link that too. But the fabric I'm going to use for this quilt is called Special Delivery. It's from Laundry Basket Quilts. And it's Edita Sitar is the designer, and she designs the most beautiful floral, soft colors. They're kind of traditional, but with a little bit of a modern twist. Um, and so I'm going to use these fabrics for this quilt. And if I can get to it easily, I want to show you one of the prints because it is super cute. Oh, right here. This is going to be for a friend, and this is oops, upside down. This is the fabric, has these charming little cottages on it. And story is, she just bought a house, and I've seen pictures of it, and it kind of reminds me of this little cottage here. So beautiful. It's a beautiful, charming house. And when I saw this fabric, I was like, okay, she needs a housewarming gift. So that's what I'm going to do. And later, when we talk about our adventure, I'm going to take these fabrics with me because I'm going to try to find I need some coordinates to go with it, some background fabric and some backing fabric. And so I'm going to take these with us on our adventure. So that's the project update. And I'm just going to say, power outage. It is stinking hot up here in the sewing room. I'm just going to say it. And the other things that are like all these things are going on. We're remodeling our kitchen, so it's totally torn out. And personal health issue. I have a sty in my right eye, and I just keep running around going, "Don't look at me, don't look at me, I'm hideous." But it hurts, and I'm hoping that it will resolve itself pretty soon. But it's kind of it's killing me. So on to the adventure. So I learned, back in the spring, about a fabric designer, quilter, who was invited to create an exhibit of her quilts by the National Quilt Museum in Paducah, Kentucky. Her name is Tula Pink, and if you're a quilter, I'm sure you've heard of her. She is just this fabulous personality. I don't know her personally, but I kind of feel like I do because I watch her videos, and she's really funny and just kind of down to earth. And she is doing this exhibit of 20 of her favorite quilts to celebrate her 20 years of being a fabric designer. And if you have not seen some of the quilts she does or has done, they're phenomenal. And again, I'll link to her. I don't know if I think she's on Instagram or whatever, but you can also see her videos. They post them on Facebook as well. And she does Tuesday with Tula. And so you can go and find her and look at some of her creativity. Amazing, amazing fabrics she is very into color, and she uses these bright colors, and her fabric designs, especially the large scale prints, are so creative and whimsical and funny, and they usually involve an animal, but not always. So we're going to go see that exhibit. And there's also another exhibit by a lady named Janet Stone, and I believe she's local to our area. And I've seen a couple of her quilts featured at the Kansas City Regional Quilt Festival, where, of course, she won the master division. All 3 times I've been, she's won that division. And she has a series of quilts based on the alphabet. ABC 1, 2, 3, I think is what the exhibit is called. And she created 26 quilts from 2008 till the present, and they all feature the alphabet in them. And she also does her machine quilting, I've been told, at a sit down quilting machine. So she is a free motion quilter, and she guides the quilt instead of guiding the machine. And also phenomenal, completely different style and completely different method, but both unbelievably fantastic. So we're really excited about going to that. Or, well, okay, I'm excited about going to that. Handyman is driving the truck, so he's gonna get to go along for the ride. We also are gonna go to Hancock's of Paducah, which is a big old fabric place. That's where I'm gonna try to look for extra fabrics to put with my little Jolly Bar quilt. And we're going to do some other exploring, like apparently the world's largest ketchup bottle is on our travel route. There's some other scenic drives we can do and kind of hiking things we can do. And of course, when in Kentucky, you must taste the bourbon. Really, you know. So that's what we're doing. So we're hoping to shoot some video while we're on the trip, and it will be both quilt related and maybe not quilt related. So that will be, hopefully, if we can figure out how to do some fun editing, we can get something set up for next week. But we definitely will do a video of our trip because we're really excited. We love to road trip and take driving trips. So stay tuned for that. Like and subscribe. Thank you so much. We're on our way to 200 subscribers. I'm very excited about that. Keep sharing, keep watching. Thank you so much. Thanks to the handyman for making the video. And we will see you this Sunday for Show and Tell Sunday on Chorus Girl Quilting. Bye-bye.